Across the Fence, we're putting the wraps on 2017. We'll look back on a few favorite stories, share an outtake or two, and talk about what's coming up for 2018. Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us. I'm Judy Simpson. From farms to fields and from the water's edge to the depths of Lake Champlain, we've taken you a lot of places in 2017. One lesson we've learned is that the people and places of Vermont have a lot to teach us, and fortunately, I'm a slow learner. So joining me for his look back across the fence is associate producer Keith Silva. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you. I'm a slow learner too, Judy, so we're simpatico.
Now, before you share your favorite stories, you also have other responsibilities, including digital media or social media. Tell us about that.
Yes, just what we want to do is kick off is talking about social media analytics. Everyone will be very excited about that. Well, I think the important thing to remember, and we were talking about this just a few minutes ago, not everyone can be home at noontime. So it's important that we offer Across the Fence because we have good information, good stories to share, and this is where a lot of people are seeing it. And just really quickly, on the YouTube side, 28% increase in viewers and people coming and watching the show in 2017. Likes are up 50%, which is exciting, and 600 subscribers. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but these are all things that people are doing either from word of mouth or what they call in social media organically. We're not advertising. We're not trying to get these people. They're finding out about the show and then they're subscribing. Interesting when you start to sort of, it's always, when you dig into numbers for our numbers people out there, 83% of our YouTube audience is men. So we're hoping in 2018 that the ladies will get out there a little bit more, that they will subscribe to our YouTube channel and even things out a little bit more. But the interesting thing is, over on Twitter, 67% is our audience.
Oh, no kidding. For women, yeah.
Someone who understands this stuff better than I can understand why that's that way. The big thing on Twitter is followers. We've been steadily gaining those each month. And I was looking over the numbers, and the most popular tweet of 2017 was a story that my colleague Becky Gollin did on why leaves turn red, why leaves turn colors. Over 3,700 people saw that tweet. So I guess people, they love the classics. Who knew?
What about Facebook?
Facebook. We talked about Facebook last year at this time where we only had 500 likes. We're up to 700. Again, all organically, as they say, nothing paid. What I'm excited to tell you about Facebook is when you manage a public account, it's a little bit different than managing your personal page. So you get these notifications that this post is performing 75% better, 90% better. And one such post that garnered such a notification was when a certain host of Across the Fence was introduced to the Vermont Association Broadcasters Hall of Fame. We mentioned it earlier on the show. The formal ceremony was held in December. So again, congratulations.
Oh, well, thank you so much. Now, you went somewhere this year that Across the Fence hasn't been to in a while.
Yes. We went to the Big E, Vermont South, down in West Springfield, Massachusetts. When I started with Across the Fence in 1995, we used to go to the Big E every year, former producer Lynn Jarvis and I, but this year I went down with Will, producer of the program, and again, my colleague Becky, and it was only you and Jean who were left back holding the shop, so hopefully everything was going to go okay. It was great down at the Big E. The Vermont building, for people that haven't had a chance to go, we had hosted by the Agency of Agriculture. They were great to us, took us around. We got to go down and see some 4-H'ers, which was really good. And I want to share one behind-the-scenes shot. This is from the show's opening. You can see there's people walking in front of us, and we're getting ready. You can see how crowded it is at the Big E. It's always crowded at the Big E. This is the first time, I believe, that the three, Becky, Will, and I, have ever been on camera at the same time. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And postscript to this story, so our Big E story aired on Thursday, September 21st. And that weekend, the Big E had its biggest weekend ever. So, just saying.
Now, you mentioned the 4-H'ers that you met at the Big E. What about back here in Vermont?
Well, I met some students from Facein Elementary who took part in a 4-H after-school program with a nearby business, the Tucker Hill Inn. Those students wanted to learn how to cook. So for a month, they found themselves in the kitchen for some hands-on learning by doing.
When James is in the kitchen, he knows he's doing more than just peeling eggs. He's learning by doing.
I think of it as more of life training kind of thing. I like hearing it said to me and then working on it. I don't like book learning because you're sitting there, you're gonna read this and then you have to, you put the book away. Learning hands-on, I think, is a lot better than reading it from a book.
May and Ellie also like the hands-on approach to learning.
If you're cooking, then if you make a mistake, then it's I know exactly what I did wrong. That's a mistake. Here, let me fix it and do something different. Then in a book, you're just rereading a sentence.
It's different because in here we get to have more fun and we get to actually work on fun stuff. We get to cook and we get to help plan the meal. And then in school, we sit there with a book or a pencil and just do work all day.
Self-discipline and working efficiently are abilities these students will need as they continue to learn.
They now have a number of skills. I think mom and dad would love them to come home and cook dinner because they've learned some really incredible skills in the kitchen. But there's things like time management, decision making. There were times where we wanted to do more, but we had to make decisions based on how many learning sessions we had. This definitely goes way beyond the classroom, and hopefully there are lessons here that will carry on throughout their lives.
All the food for this project was donated by the Tucker Hill Inn. For Began, it's a small price to pay for the experience.
If I were in 6th grade and somebody did this for me, I think I'd probably remember that the rest of my life. And I'm hoping these kids do the same. I'm hoping that they see that there's a portion of this that's about follow-through. It's about commitment. It's about accountability. I think they're getting all of this, not just in school, but now they're getting it here too. So to be part of the community like this, it's pretty special.
For the students, the chefs, and the community, this has been an experience that's cooked to perfection.
So what does this 4-H project have to do with a Vermont law called Flexible Pathways?
Well, Judy, in 2013, Vermont passed Act 77. It's a law that adds options that are called flexible pathways to the traditional classroom. So for kids that might be more adept at working with their hands or more interested in other things that don't always work in the classroom in the standard, sitting behind the desk sort of setting, there's supposed to be experiences outside the classroom, and these kids are earning school credit, so they're learning by doing. The TRI program is another 4-H after-school project that uses flexible pathways. On the day I was there, the lesson was about parts of a tree. Turns out TRI has deep roots in leadership development.
A mature tree has lots of leaves and it is healthy. I have always had an interest in teaching younger kids, and I've always had an interest in the outdoors and especially trees. So this felt perfect for me because it's both of my interests together, and I thought I could learn a lot from it too.
Teaching provides these teens with life skills like communication and encourages leadership development.
I think teaching kids makes me more comfortable with people in general, so I think it helps your social skills as well as just communication, different forms like talking to younger kids as well as the teacher, so adjusting your communication based on the audience.
Once we know the information, we have to go and be leaders and teach the younger kids what we learned. So it ties into how we have to learn something and then give our information to them.
For me personally, I think that when it comes to being a leader, you learn a lot from your mistakes, and that makes you who you are. And it's just how you act after those mistakes is how you become a better leader.
This is a coniferous tree.
I learned that I have great kids, and with great kids you can do anything.
Don Taylor is the Main Street Middle School 4-H Tri-Team Advisor.
I think the lesson today was amazing for a couple reasons. Number one is the problem solving that I witnessed, also the collaboration between the kids, and the way they were able to kind of carry off the lesson and confront a lot of the issues that teachers do without a hitch. And they seemed like they were responsible, they were practiced, they were organized, they were kind. But I think the kids learned a lot as well, and that sort of experiences not only helps them see the benefit of their education, but I think it also makes them feel good about it, and that's what education is all about.
It said the best students make the best teachers. For the members of this 4-H Tri-Team, this is an experience they'll learn from for the rest of their lives.
Leadership to me is teaching younger or older people about what you've learned.
I think leadership is really important, so you can have a voice. I think everyone should have a voice so they can stand up for what they believe. There you go.
Now, you met a couple of people this year, a couple of characters that you wanted to mention.
Yeah, we got an email at Across the Fence from a viewer about an award-winning sugar maker in Enosburg Falls who gathers sap in buckets. Not only did I get to meet Bill Patty, I was also got to meet his family. And the whole family sticks together by sugaring.
With us at our size, it's fun to gather, the family gathers. It's a good time out there until the days that you have to gather just with two, and then it's not as much fun. The young boys get all excited about it. They can't wait to get started. Of course, they can't wait to finish when we get towards the end either, but...
What about the older boy?
Me? I'm getting older, yeah. No, it's fun. We still like it. As long as everybody sticks together, we'll keep doing it. So.
What do you like about this time of year?
Summer's coming. No, it's a lot of fun. It's the last thing you do before, the winter's over, and it's just fun to be out there doing it, making some good syrup. We had the land, we had the maple trees, so we just wanted to do it for the kids.
Now, if you're just joining us, we're looking back at some of our favorite stories for 2017 with Keith Silva, and you got one more person you'd like to mention.
Well, I've got three more people I'd like to mention. Can we squeeze three people in?
Sure.
These young women are undergrads, Hannah, Alex, and Jen, and they work on the CREAM program. These young women, along with 12 UVM undergrads, were responsible for UVM's dairy herd for 2017. They were nervous, but they were also up for the challenge.
3 a.m.s are a small price to pay for an incredible learning experience.
When applying to colleges, I saw that UVM had this program. It's actually one of the main reasons why I came here. It's a really good experience, and I know it's a lot of work. A lot of people think I'm crazy for getting up at 3:30 in the morning, but it's really fun and it's worth the experience.
I kind of had it in my head that I wanted to do the CREAM program even before I applied. CREAM was actually part of the reason I did apply here, because I knew it was such a good experience and that so many kids did go on to vet school after completing the program, and I just knew I wanted part of that. And honestly, after completing my first couple chores, I was hooked.
Jennifer Van Voorhees transferred to UVM after a year at Oberlin College. A factor in her decision to switch schools was CREAM.
I love that I'm with animals every day, because that was something that I didn't have last year, and that's something that I knew I wanted. And I know I want to work with animals every day forever. So that's really cool to be 19 and be doing that now. Definitely happy at Oberlin, but I'm on the right path now.
Obstetrical stuff and delivering baby calves is just
at UVM,
really
CREAM defines dedication and commitment. Norm Purdy is the faculty advisor for CREAM.
CREAM continues to exist not because of, it's in animal and veterinary sciences, not because it's in cows, because of the students that actually do the program. And the more they put into the program, the more they get out of it.
Basically every part of these cows' lives are dependent on us, which is cool. Scary, but cool.
My roommate specifically, she thinks I'm nuts. She can't imagine waking up at 3:30 in the morning to come milk cows. She just doesn't see the point. She's a nursing major, so she doesn't see the point in working with animals, but I just tell them it's something I really want to do, and it's really important for me, and I love it, so.
This is all on us, making sure that we're staying on top of ourselves so that we can stay on top of these ladies.
So how have these young ladies been doing?
Well, Judy, funny you should ask. I actually went back, and in about a week or so, a little bit over past the new year, we'll find out how they're doing. I don't want to give you any spoilers. I want people to tune in. But I'm happy to report that they are catching up on their sleep. So
nice.
That's good.
What else have you got planned for 2018?
2018, we've got a couple of stories coming up. People might have seen our Wilcox story that we did with Wilcox Premium Ice Cream. We're going to talk about the UVM Dairy Bar, which is a big part of that story. You teased it in that story, so we're going to follow up about the Dairy Bar and what's going on there. And we're going to find out why the UVM Catamounts are the catamounts and not the UVM camels. So stay tuned for that one.
All right, looking forward to it. Thanks a lot,
Thank
Keith.
you.
That's our program for today. Thanks for joining us. I'm Judy Simpson. I'll see you again next time on Across the Fence.